Hey, what's going on, guys? FullFrontage Game here, and today I'm bringing you guys a recap video on the Clash with Ash Champions Cup. This is a new cup that is in the Clash Royale scene, and I want to make sure you guys go down to the description, check out Clash with Ash's Twitter. That's where the tournament passwords will be released and revealed. But if you guys want to tune in for some more information about this Champions Cup, I want you guys to head over to clashstrategist.com. That is where all the information is going to be. It has all the tournament date times, it has the tournament rules, it has the prizes, it has the standings, and etc. So that is a super important link for you guys to check out. And also, these tournaments will be happening every day at 2 p.m. Eastern, with the exception of Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern. So on Sundays, if you guys want to pop on the couch, turn on some football, grab your mobile device, and play in some Champions Cup, I don't blame you. So next thing is, what is the Champions Cup? What's the goal behind it? Well, the goal is to make it the premier tournament scene inside of Clash Royale. That is Ash's goals for this tournament. He wants to get as many people in the community as involved. And guys, this is just the first season, so the prize pool will get larger if everything goes well and there's high participation and etc. So it is up to you guys, the Clash Royale community, to make this as awesome as it can possibly be. Now, the next thing you're probably wondering is, where can I watch this? Well, there are tons of different places you can watch this. If you want to see the tournament happen live, Rob from Elite Gaming will be streaming that, so make sure you check out that link down in the description below for his Twitch. Go hit him up with that follow and tune in every day at 2, with that exception of 1 p.m. on Sunday, and watch the tournaments happen live. If you can't catch the tournament live and you want to see some recap videos, I will be posting it on my channel Tuesday, which is today, the start of the tournament, November 8th at the time I'm recording this intro, and then also on Wednesdays, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the following week. Keygirl or Ash will be picking it up on Thursday and Friday, and Echo will be doing it on Saturday, and Ash will be recapping double point Sundays himself. Yes, that is right, Sundays are double points. So if you place higher on Sunday, you're going to get some serious points towards the final round, which will drop down to 50-player tournament, all the way to a 8-man bracketed tournament, which is going to be super awesome. So now the next thing is, how do I find out where all this stuff is? So you can go right here, and as you can see, there's iRob's Twitch right there. He's live right now at the time I'm recording this. So if you just go to clashstrategist.com, the link to Rob's stream will be right there, and the tournament is going to be starting relatively soon. So final top 50 on the leaderboard at the end of 13-day tournament get to compete for first to fifth place in an 8-man bracketed tournament. Now, the tournament rules, if you click on that in the top right hand corner, here you can see is the point distribution. It's going to be 20 points for first place, 16 for second, 14 for third, 12 for fourth, 11 for fifth, 10 for 6th through 10th, 7th for 11th through 20th. You guys can read it, and even if you finish in last place, you still get 1 point. We still love you. You get some points, and that could always build up. There could be a 1-point difference to decide who gets into that top 50 to play for a chance to get to the 8-man bracketed tournament. So I hope you guys are super stoked for this cup as much as I am, and as much as all the other guys are. So without further ado, let's get into some tournament recap. Alright, what's going on, guys? FullFrontage Gaming here, and today we are bringing you guys day 8 of the Clash with Ash Champions Cup. So these matches have been really intense so far, and the first week went really well. So we're going to jump into the top matches that are going on right now. And while those are going on, I do want to talk to you guys about some of the top players that have been in the bracket so far. So the top 5 are Lupanji. We've seen her running that minor 3 Musketeer deck. Gabriel, kind of a not as well known name. I think we've seen him in a couple top 10s, at least in my recap videos. And then Surgical Goblin, obviously, he's been in the top 5. Parkour Man, he was dominating day 1. Get Wrecked by My Hog, we've seen him, who doesn't use the Hog Rider. And then we have Noob, Cohesive Logic, Hassan, Olog, who actually runs a cheap graveyard deck. Maybe we'll see him in the top 5-ish today. and then also Pre, who was the winner of the Day 1 champion. So those are the top 10 thus far, and all the competition is pretty intense. The spot between 10th and 1st is pretty gapped. Lupanji has 96, and Pre, who was in 10th, has 39. So that's a pretty big gap between the top 10, but a couple first place matches and a couple lower end ranks from the top players can change that around. So there's still a week left. There's plenty of time for other people to get into the top. And jumping back into this replay, now that we've gone over the top 10 thus far after week 1, it looks like Saint Belican has a pretty solid win going on right now. There's 30 seconds left. I don't know if there's much Jack can do. He needs a serious Lava Hound push, and he drops a minion horde in the back. It looks like Saint Belican doesn't have anything to counter that minion horde. The Lava Hound coming in front. He's going opposite lane. Lumberjack coming down, a Mega Minion down. The Hound is going to tank. A Lightning Spell takes down 2 minions and the Mega Minion, and this is a serious push. Miner on the tower. Mega Minion is locked onto the Hound. Can the minions take it down? The Lightning comes down, and 3:13 left on the tower. If he just started that push about 2 seconds earlier, that game could have gone into overtime. Well played, Saint Belican. And Jack fell from 3rd to 10th. So, a couple people, Electrify, Crash, and Surgical Goblin are in the top 5, along with Saint Belican. And Olag is who I was talking about. He is one of the top 10 players right now. He is number 9 on the list with 40 points. This is the graveyard deck we were talking about, the cheap graveyard freeze deck. Not cheap in the sense of like, oh, it's such a cheap combo, as in like it doesn't cost a lot. And the graveyard coming back from Electrify. We're jumping into this match mid-game, so we have seen a couple cards. Skeleton Army down to counter, and it looks like the graveyard actually took care of that skeleton army because there were so many skeletons spawned in from the graveyard first, and that Mega Minion is just locked onto the tower. Wow. 1,000 health left on Electrify's tower, going into double elixir time. And let's see if Ola can make a push here. He's sitting on elixir. He probably wasted about 1.5 elixir right there. Especially in double elixir, you never want to overflow your elixir. You want to keep putting things down. You see Electrify just drops an Inferno Tower just because he has full elixir. And Graveyard coming down with the Knight Mega Minion push, and a Graveyard coming down on the opposite side as well. That Inferno Tower was locked onto the Giant, and some serious damage. Log coming through, and that is going to take down the Giant, but Electrify has 2 Mega Minions on the tower, hitting that Knight and killing the Mega Minion. That Mega Minion locks onto Electrify's Mega Minion. Graveyard coming down, and that Mega Minion's just running all over the place. Well played coming from Electrify. The Graveyard coming down, Mega Minion to counter that. The Freeze coming down, freezes the Mega Minion. Fireball coming out of Electrify to counter that Graveyard. The Graveyard Freeze is a very strong combo. We did see it in the King's Cup. OJ brought that out. And I think Ola capitalized on what OJ did and tried to make it work. Oh, the Inferno Tower was trying to pull the Giant, but it did not. That is going to cost him the game, and there it is. The Inferno Tower did not pull the Giant, unfortunately. So, Electrify of Orange Juice, speaking of, comes away with that win and has his spot in 2nd. So, looking at the top 5, Q-Tech now moves into the top 5, and then the same being Saint Belican, Surgical Goblin, Electrify, and Crash. And Saint Belican looks like he's running a Lumberjack. Oh yeah, he was running the Lumberjack Golem deck. It's that very popular Golem meta deck with the Baby Dragon, the Archers, the Lightning, the Zap, the Log. You guys know what it is. But except he's replacing the Baby Dragon with the Lumberjack. So let's see how it goes. Oh, what a perfect tombstone right there. Just aggroes the Giant, pulls it over. It is not going to go to the opposite lane. And that's where the Tornado, a lot of people haven't found use for the Tornado. And I actually do have a Tornado deck. And it's really strong against tanks. It's not as strong against Expos and other Hog Rider decks. It can be if played correctly. But typically with the Tornado, it's more of a defensive card than an offensive card. When you have tanks coming in or you have the Hog Rider coming in, you want to pull those the tanks or the Hog Rider to the opposite lane and leave your supporting troops in the lane that your opponent was pressuring. That is, at least in my opinion, that is what the Tornado is made for. It's to split the opponent's push up, not really necessarily to like help you get an attack off. It's more of a defensive card, I feel like. And the log is coming down to take care of the archers, just so the archers won't be able to shoot the backing troops, but the skeleton army just comes down and wrecks it when he does the log zap combo on the archers, and that's also not a very positive elixir trade. It's down 1 elixir, zap log costs 4, archers cost 3. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the archers get a little bit of a nerf in the next update. Not necessarily a ton, but maybe hit point decrease. Maybe get logged, I don't know. And probably not a tournament cap, but maybe in the ladder at least. But now we have a huge push coming in, and then there goes the skeleton army. The log comes down. I think the lumberjack dropped that one, and the lumberjack gets onto the tower, and the tower is focused on, oh, this is going to be a deadly push. St. Pelican got through. That lumberjack just chops away so fast at the tower. It is insane. Giant archers, Mega Minion coming down that side and just gets taken away by a defensive lightning spell. The log coming down, zap coming through, and I expect to see archers and another log. The skeletons are going to do a lot of damage. Actually, the tower and the archers took care of that skeleton army fairly well. I thought it was going to get a lot of damage off, but the speed of the archers and the tower really, really helped out there. But again, Lupanji's now in the top 5. But let's check out Surgical Goblin. We haven't seen one of his games yet. He is running that very anti-tank deck. I don't know how this is going to work against a Lava Hound. I've played a Lava Hound deck, and I've had some success with it, and I've had some failures with it. The Three Musketeers really help take down the Lava Hound, and they just demolish it. But a Mega Minion and Archers with the Ice Golem to distract works just as well. Lava Hound explodes, Hog Rider going through, Inferno Tower is set up and takes down the Hog, and it looks like a log will take that down, and Surgical Goblin's not happy that he's defending it. He's trying to get another match in. There's not that much time left in the tournament. Surgical wants another match in, and he is angry that time is just getting wasted here. The fireball comes down, and I don't blame Surgical. He's trying to get another match in to see if he can pull his way up to second from third, and there's 15 seconds left. It looks like Surgical could be able to get another match in. It's going to be close, and looking at the time, it looks like he actually matched up against Crash from Nova UK, but we're going to jump into Electrify's match because this match is going to be critical. And if Electrify loses this match and Surgical Goblin wins, then Surgical will claim second place. So let's see what Electrify has in store here. He is running that giant graveyard deck. That is intense. And it looks like Lord Mask is running a Golem deck. Me personally, I don't like starting off with an aggressive Golem, but I guess he had to get a better cycle, so he wanted to drop the Golem and figure out what he had to do. But now there's a giant on the field, and they were even in Elixir, which is going to be deadly. But that Ice Golem is going to do a lot of damage to the skeletons. The skeletons that spawn in, look at that. I think 10 skeletons, which is half the graveyard, just got destroyed by that Ice Golem. But the giant still gets one hit off, and the skeletons still trickle away down at the tower. And there's 15 health remaining, 1500 health remaining on that left-hand tower, with about a minute 40 left to go. So this is going to be a pretty intense right here. Golem coming down in the back. Giant meet at the bridge with the Mega Minion. Usually you do that in the opposite lane, but Electrify already had that Mega Minion rolling, so I think Lord Mask knew that he was going to try to back up the Mega Minion. If not, then it was just going to live. Oh! A Fireball Zap takes down the Mega Minion, and the Mega Minion still chipped away at the Golem while the Giant was taking down the tower, but that Golem is, oh, what an Inferno Tower placement right there. Pulling that Golem back and heating up. Lord Mask did not have enough Elixir to assist the Golem because everything on the back was focused on the Giant, so that Golem was able to go down quickly, and the Graveyard coming out from Lord Mask. He doesn't have a Lightning, he has a Graveyard instead. Typically you see a Baby Dragon getting replaced by the Graveyard, but not in this deck. And the Mega Minion and Tower does a decent job, but the Graveyard just does so much damage, along with the help of the skeletons from the Tombstone. They came in and they were doing some trickle damage as well, because the Tower and the Mega Minion were focused on the skeletons that were spawning in from the Graveyard. And we have a massive push coming. The Tombstone could pull the Giant back. Oh, it doesn't pull the Giant back! That is going to be another tower for Electrify. That baby dragon is not quick enough to take down the skeleton army, and the Giant just rips through the tower with the assistance of the Mega Minion. Electrify's tower goes down, but there is nowhere. It's impossible for Lord Master to come back from that. The Tombstone that was placed, you see, on that left-hand side was made to pull the Giant, and it did not. That was a crucial mistake, so I believe Electrify is going to claim his second place title. But let's finish watching this match between Surgical Goblin and Crash. It runs into double elixir. It looks like Surgical Goblin has a pretty decent lead right now. I spoke too soon. Barbarians and Hog coming in, Fireball coming down, the Log coming back to take care of the Bard, and that is just a reversal. 1,000 damage dealt on that push from Crash. That was pretty crazy, and Surgical Goblin and Crash are actually friends. They know each other, so we see a little BM banter in the match, but it's okay. They know each other. So a Fireball coming down. The Hog gets one hit off, and 591 left on that tower. But look at this right-hand side. Surgical Goblin actually put a Barbarian Hut in the back to just build up constant Barbarians. And he's going to split the 3 Musketeers here, and the Log just ensures that, puts them in different lanes. I wouldn't be surprised if Surgical pressures the other lane because he has Barbarians, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Ice Golem, Hog Rider, then Musketeer going in on the left-hand lane, Fireball coming down, and the Mega Minions put to answer, but the Hog Rider gets to the tower at full health, and that is going to take down the tower. No, it doesn't. Surgical Goblin even said good game. I thought it was going to take down the tower, but the Log knocked it back far enough, and Tower finish it off, and Hog Rider does not get another hit off, and that's going to be the game. If that Hog Rider got one swing, he maybe could have won. I don't know. It was a very close match. Well played on Surgical, pressuring both ends. So looking at the end of the tournament, St. Belican comes in first, Electrify in second, Surgical Goblin in third, Jack in fourth, and Andre in fifth. Let's take a look at some of the decks. Again, St. Belican was running, from Reddit Alpha, was running that giant Golem Lumberjack deck, replacing the Baby Dragon with the Lumberjack. Electrify running that giant Graveyard. Surgical Goblin running that beatdown counter deck with the Hog and the 3 Musketeers. Jack running a Lava Hound Miner deck. This has actually been a popular variant of the Lava Hound deck lately. Andre running the same exact combo as Surgical Goblin, but has a Miner and Minions instead of Ice Golem and a Hog Rider. And then Joey is running another variation of the giant Graveyard deck with the Furnace. Furnace is actually pretty tanky, and I think Kuketa was running the same deck as Joey. Right there we see the Lupanji deck from one of her clanmates, Kokadu. And then another giant beatdown counter, and again another beatdown counter. This one actually has a Goblin Barrel and Miner in it instead. Interesting. But I hope you guys did enjoy the Champions Cup recap. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Make sure you guys check out the website clashstrategist.com to check out all the updated scores and who's on the leaderboards, and follow Clash with Ash on Twitter for the password for these tournaments. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next recap video. Peace out.